Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Join us as we dive into the world of Disastrous Necromancer, where we'll unravel the mysteries of Lin Moyu's quest to become the strongest. From hidden secrets to epic battles, we're here to give you an exclusive look at the story before anyone else. If you're a fan of fantasy, necromancers, or just love a good adventure, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, comment, and share to support the channel, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a chapter. Let's start the journey.
Shattering Supreme lay in the coffin, and Lin Moyu bowed again. The human clan is safe, senior, rest in peace. After saying this, Lin Moyu closed the coffin. Lin. At the moment the coffin closed, the green light in his soul suddenly changed, condensing into a green ancient symbol. The ancient symbol was extremely complex, and Lin Moyu couldn't look at it directly. Just a glance almost consumed his entire soul. This ancient symbol was even more powerful than the one from the ancient giant in the Divine City Star domain. The green ancient symbol continued to change, eventually turning into a green jade tablet. The soul reached out, and the green jade tablet came into the soul's hand, simultaneously transmitting a stream of information into the soul. Lin Moyu trembled suddenly and involuntarily recited, Shattering Rule. This green jade tablet recorded a method for cultivating a rule. The predecessor of the Shattering Rule was the Shattering Law. Only those who had cultivated the Shattering Law and reached the boundary realm could cultivate it. This jade tablet was useless to Lin Moyu, but to another person, it was an invaluable treasure. Among all the people he knew, only Zhu Qiwu cultivated the Shattering Law. There were originally very few people who cultivated the Shattering Law, and even fewer who could reach the boundary realm. Among the entire human clan, with billions of people, only Zhu Qiwu had reached this level. After entering the boundary realm, Zhu Qiwu's Shattering Law would need to transform into the Shattering Rule. However, cultivating the rule was very difficult, and most of it had to be comprehended on one's own. In fact, the vast majority of boundary realm experts had to comprehend it themselves. From ancient times to the present, many inheritances had been lost, and many traditions had disappeared. Lin Moyu had once discussed cultivation with Holy Sovereign Hao and obtained a lot of information from him. Lin Moyu felt that Zhu Qiwu was quite lucky to have this Shattering Rule jade tablet fall into his hands. Senior Zhu, what do you plan to exchange for this? A sly smile appeared on his face. Naturally, he would give the item to Zhu Qiwu, but he couldn't just give it away for nothing. He had to get some benefits, and even if he couldn't, he at least wanted Zhu Qiwu to say a few nice words. Lin Moyu wanted to take the coffin with him but found it impossible to move. He knew this was the will of Shattering Supreme. Even in death, he still wanted to guard this place, never leaving. Lin Moyu knew he couldn't force it and bowed to the coffin again. Suddenly, a green light shot out from the coffin, piercing the sky and tearing through space. The space around them collapsed with a roar, and Shattering Supreme's coffin broke through the space, flying to an unknown place and disappearing in an instant. Darkness swept in from all directions, reclaiming the view, and Lin Moyu had returned to the dark void. The mysterious space had disappeared along with the coffin. As the coffin broke through the space, he caught a glimpse of what seemed to be the Great World Runes. Having seen the space where the Great World Runes resided several times, Lin Moyu was not unfamiliar with that world. This time, he felt he wasn't mistaken. Shattering Supreme's coffin had gone to the place where the Great World Runes were. Could it be that this is the true resting place of the strong? Lin Moyu shook his head slightly, unable to understand with his current realm. At this moment, he turned his head and saw a warship flying towards him. The warship moved quickly, constantly flashing and jumping through space. This method of flight could only be achieved by a God Sovereign level warship. But compared to a God Sovereign level warship, this one seemed much slower. Especially with each jump, there was a short pause. There was only one explanation for this. The person controlling the warship was not a God Sovereign. The warship seemed to be fleeing in panic, constantly changing direction. Using the faint light from the lines of laws, Lin Moyu saw a star beast chasing the warship relentlessly. If the warship hadn't been constantly changing direction, it would have been caught long ago. The warship was a human clan warship, so Lin Moyu naturally wouldn't stand by and do nothing. 10 skeleton god generals responded to his command, swiftly crossing hundreds of thousands of kilometers and swinging their long swords at the star beast. The brilliant white sword energy briefly dispelled the darkness, bringing a moment of light. The sword energy struck the star beast, creating several huge wounds. Blood spurted from the wounds, and the smell of blood filled the air. The star beast roared in anger, immediately abandoning the warship and charging at the skeleton god generals. The Star Beast was only at the second rank of God Sovereign, not very strong. After Lin Moyu advanced to the 7th rank of God King, the Skeleton God Generals had also reached the threshold of the 2nd rank of God Sovereign. One-on-one, they might not be a match for the Star Beast, but 10 against 1 was a different story. The Skeleton God Generals wielded their bone swords and engaged the Star Beast in battle. Sword energy flashed, and the darkness was continuously illuminated. The Star Beast's blood splattered across the sky, and it howled in pain. Facing 10 times its number, the Star Beast had no chance of resistance. In the blink of an eye, its body was covered in wounds. If not for its massive size and incredible vitality, it would have been killed long ago. Sensing its impending death, the Star Beast let out a sharp scream and turned to flee. The Skeleton God Generals wanted to pursue but found the Star Beast merging with the darkness and suddenly disappearing. It actually escaped. Lin Moyu was quite surprised. Its attack and defense were average, but its escape skills were top-notch. What a pity, a God Sovereign level Star Beast's materials are quite valuable. Putting away the Skeleton God Generals, Lin Moyu looked ahead. The warship that had been fleeing earlier had now stopped and was flying towards him. The warship stopped, and someone flew out from it. It turns out to be her. What a coincidence. The person controlling the warship was none other than the Yu family member he had met at the market earlier. The woman didn't seem surprised by Lin Moyu's strength and gracefully bowed to him. Thank you, Mr. Lin, for saving me. Lin Moyu calmly said, You recognize me? The woman nodded. The ancestor told me about you. Oh, by the way, my name is Yu Lanner. You can call me Lanner. Yu Lanner lowered her posture and seemed to be trying to get close to Lin Moyu, clearly under Madame Yu's instructions. Lin Moyu looked at the smiling Yu Lanner. Miss Lanner, are you here for that fragment again? Yu Lanner shook her head. I am here under the ancestor's orders to find you. Lin Moyu smiled faintly. How did you know I would be here? Yu Lanner giggled. I guessed you might be here. As a member of the Yu family, Yu Lanner bore a 6-point resemblance to Yu Zhu. Especially when she smiled, the resemblance was even higher. Lin Moyu couldn't help but ask, do all the Yu family members look alike? Yu Lanner laughed even more happily. You must be talking about me and my sister Yu Zhu. My father and her father are brothers, so we look somewhat alike. Lin Moyu nodded. So, what does Madame Yu want from me? Yu Lanner pointed to the warship. Why don't we talk on the warship? It's quite dangerous here. The warship was bright inside, and the light fell on Yu Lanner's face, making her look a bit pale. When the warship's door closed, Yu Lanner finally breathed a sigh of relief, and her complexion gradually improved. Please don't mind, Mr. Lin. I have a natural fear of the dark. Yu Lanner said as she took out a jade tablet and activated it. A star map appeared, along with a projection of Madame Yu. Elegant, dignified, and noble. Lin. All kinds of praise were not excessive when used to describe Madame Yu. Yu Lanner knelt respectfully beside her, her eyes filled with admiration and a hint of fear. Madame Yu was the ancestor of the Yu family, an almost supreme existence in the hearts of the Yu family members. Under normal circumstances, Yu Lanner wouldn't even have the qualification to see Madame Yu. Madame Yu looked at Lin Moyu. Young friend Lin, long time no see. Lin Moyu also bowed respectfully. Greetings, Madame Yu. Although his words were respectful, it was clear that they were interacting as equals. There was no human emperor network here, and Lin Moyu didn't know what method Madame Yu used to communicate with him. Madame Yu's voice was gentle and straightforward. There is a black tide in the dark void of the Xuanwu star domain, and it happens that young friend Lin is there. I have a favor to ask of you. Lin Moyu nodded slightly. Please go ahead, Madame Yu. He had a good relationship with Madame Yu and Yu Zhu, so as long as it wasn't too dangerous, he would agree. Madame Yu's eyes narrowed slightly, as if recalling something, and her voice became more distant. Young friend Lin should know that we have been searching for certain things. When the black tide appears, some hidden things in the deep space will surface. We need these things. Lin Moyu, being very intelligent, immediately grasped the key point. The black tide is a concentrated burst of dark power that can affect space. But this power mainly concentrates in the deep space, affecting teleportation arrays, and has little impact on surface space fluctuations. It looks like an undercurrent in the deep sea, calm on the surface but extremely dangerous inside. Similarly, when the black tide erupts, it will bring out some things from the deep space. As for what these things are, they are mostly related to ancient times. The big shots at the Boundary Realm are pursuing these things. Lin Moyu now knew that the Boundary Realm experts couldn't act casually. Outside the human clan's Boundary Realm, there were many Boundary Realm experts from other races watching. The races guarded against each other, seemingly having concerns, and over time, an unspoken rule formed. At this moment, Madame Yu raised her hand, and a cluster of water with brilliant colors appeared in her palm. The water was mesmerizing, exuding an unusual attraction. Yu Lanner's eyes became dazed, unable to look away from the water. Lin Moyu looked at the water, and in his vision, the water was not static but constantly changing shape and colors. It was impossible to describe its exact color, very hazy, with an astonishing attraction. Its attraction was enough to capture the soul, making it impossible to resist. Madame Yu looked at the water in her hand. This is what we are looking for. It is called the water of myriad colors, and in ancient times, it was also known as the ancestor of all waters. Normally, it is invisible, only appearing when the black tide erupts, brought out from the deep space. Lin Moyu, with some curiosity, said, "With the power of a saint, you should be able to directly enter the deep space to obtain the water of myriad colors." Madame Yu shook her head. Deep space is not so easy to enter. Only a saint who has mastered the power of space rules can enter. You know, we don't have such a saint in our human clan. Lin Moyu didn't ask what the water of myriad colors was for. Since Madame Yu wanted him to find it, it must be important. Moreover, Madame Yu said it wasn't for her but for the Boundary Realm experts. Madame Yu continued, this time, with the appearance of the Black Tide, our Yu family, the Shu family, and some Boundary Realm family forces, as well as sect forces from the Divine City, have all sent people. We are not the only ones looking for the water of myriad colors. Other races are also involved. And the water of myriad colors will attract nearby star beasts. You must be careful and stay safe. Seeing Yu Lanner's reaction, Lin Moyu knew that the water of myriad colors was not something just anyone could touch. At least a fourth-rank soul was needed to look at it directly, meaning those searching for the water of myriad colors were at least at the God Sovereign level. Lin Moyu nodded. I will be careful. Is there a quantity requirement? Madame Yu shook her head. The more, the better. All right, I understand. Lin Moyu agreed readily. Seeing Lin Moyu agree, Madame Yu breathed a sigh of relief, her smile becoming even more radiant. We have calculated the possible locations where the water of myriad colors might appear and marked them on the star map. You can choose one of them. Don't push yourself too hard. If you can't find it, it's not a big deal. Safety first. Madame Yu gave a few more instructions before ending the projection. At this moment, Madame Yu was in the Divine City, and projecting over was not easy. In the last few seconds of the conversation, the projection became noticeably blurry and started to distort. After ending the projection, Yu Lanner still hadn't fully recovered, remaining in a dazed state. Lin Moyu didn't call her. Instead, he directly checked the star map. The star map marked 9 locations where the water of myriad colors might appear. The water of myriad colors, also known as the ancestor of all waters in ancient times. It usually exists in deep space and only surfaces when the black tide erupts. Moreover, it is not stationary in deep space, constantly moving. Unless one masters the power of space rules, even a saint cannot enter deep space to find it. The water of myriad colors is a material for the Boundary Realm, useful to the big shots at the Boundary Realm but useless to those below it. Every time the black tide appears, various Boundary Realm families and sects from the Divine City send people to search for it. There are also god sovereigns from other races and star beasts. This time, the search will likely be lively. Lin Moyu looked at the star map and memorized the 9 possible locations for the water of myriad colors. The nearest location was about 150 light-years away, while the farthest was over 90,000 light-years away, on the other side of the dark void. He didn't know the rules of space, and under the black tide, teleportation arrays were difficult to use, so he chose one. Since that was the case, he decided to go to the nearest location. A seductive moan reached his ears, and Yu Lanner finally recovered. Yu Lanner looked like she had just woken up from a nap, her eyes hazy. What happened just now? Lin Moyu calmly said, you saw something you shouldn't have. Yu Lanner's memory seemed to return, and she roughly understood what had happened, feeling a bit scared. What was that? It was terrifying. Lin Moyu shook his head. When you reach the God Sovereign level, you can ask Madame Yu yourself. Yu Lanner naturally understood the rules and didn't ask further. Lin Moyu said softly, your task is complete. You can go back now. With that, Lin Moyu left the warship, turning into a stream of light and quickly disappearing into the darkness. The bone hell enveloped his entire body, and the Golden Eagle clan god sovereign slave used space leap to fly towards the destination. Lin. 150 light-years, it would take less than 3 days to reach. Along the way, Lin Moyu kept the Eye of the Soul open, fearing another collision. Through the Eye of the Soul, Lin Moyu had a vision far superior to that of an ordinary god sovereign. Lin Moyu saw a star beast passing tens of thousands of kilometers away from him. He saw it, but it did not notice him. Obviously, the star beast was also affected by the dark void, and its sensing ability was greatly reduced. There are two types of star beasts in the dark void: ordinary star beasts and star beasts that possess the power of darkness. The power of darkness is not a force of the Great World itself but comes from another world called the Black Blood Great World. From the last words of Star Shattering Supreme, Lin Moyu obtained a lot of information. He learned that the invaders of the Great World came from the Black Blood Great World. From this, he also deduced that the power of the Black Blood Great World has two significant characteristics. One is the blood-colored energy displayed by the ancient invaders, and the other is the power of darkness in the dark void. These two forces, completely different from those of the Great World, can exert astonishing destructive power under certain conditions. Once a star beast possesses the power of darkness, its combat power will be greatly enhanced. But at the same time, it will lose its sanity and become brutal and bloodthirsty. Star beasts with the power of darkness are no longer affected by the dark void. They will attack passing cultivators. One side is unaffected, while the other has greatly reduced sensing ability, putting cultivators at a disadvantage. Often, cultivators die from sudden attacks by star beasts. Lin Moyu also kept an eye on the movements of the star beasts. Fortunately, the dark void is vast, with a diameter exceeding 100,000 light-years, so encounters are not common. The previous collision with the warship was an extremely rare occurrence. 2 days later, Lin Moyu was getting closer to his destination. He sensed a strange aura. With the appearance of this aura, the dark void seemed to become moist. It felt like he had entered a world of water, and under the eye of the soul, the lines of laws related to water became thick and active. Not just one, but all the lines of laws related to water were becoming active. Lin Moyu was slightly shocked. Previously, he had only seen Madame Yu's projection and had not felt the true power of the water of myriad colors. Now he truly felt it. Even from tens of light years away, it could affect all water-related laws. The water of myriad colors, worthy of being the ancestor of all waters, has such a great influence. It could affect tens of light years. This level of power was something Lin Moyu was witnessing for the first time. Materials at the boundary realm level were indeed extraordinary. Within its range of influence, cultivating water-related laws would be very easy. Compared to the Time House and the Human Emperor's training grounds Lost Star Sea, it was not inferior at all. Just this point alone was enough to classify the water of myriad colors as a supreme treasure. As he got closer, the influence of the water of myriad colors became even stronger. The water-related laws were almost materializing, and Lin Moyu vaguely heard the sound of water, as if invisible waves were crashing. Lin Moyu felt like he had truly entered an invisible water world, no different from entering the sea. The dark void took on a different color, no longer just darkness. Lin Moyu suddenly felt a tightness in his heart, and the bone hell instantly expanded to cover 100,000 miles of the starry sky. 3 God Sovereign 4th rank Golden Eagle clan slaves shot out like lightning, drawing 3 golden lights. The golden light shone brightly, and the starry sky suddenly turned golden. The Golden Eagle clan God Sovereigns had already collided with the enemy. It was a star beast possessing the power of darkness. It looked like a Linzong fish, over 10,000 meters long, exuding the aura of a God Sovereign. Although its aura was only at the 1st rank of God Sovereign, due to the presence of the power of darkness, its combat power could not be simply measured by its rank. The golden light turned into a golden battle blade, creating a huge wound on the star beast. Blood spurted from the wound, along with thick black gas. Under the golden light, the black gas was extremely conspicuous. Roar. The star beast let out a fierce roar, its eyes turning red and emitting terrifying blood light. Black gas surged from all directions, and its wounds quickly healed. Roar. The star beast continued to roar, its sound waves spreading layer by layer. The surrounding area of millions of miles was swept by the sound waves, causing the space to tremble as if it were about to collapse. The Golden Eagle clan God Sovereigns swam against the sound waves, retracting their wings and turning into sharp arrows, cutting through the waves and returning. After becoming hell slaves, the Golden Eagle clan God Sovereigns had lost most of their spells, retaining only a few. However, their combat instincts were perfectly preserved. They knew exactly what tactics to use at what time. After returning, their golden wings spread again, quickly transforming. Feathers flew out, turning into countless sharp blades, forming a storm in the starry sky, densely falling on the star beast. The star beast swung its massive body, creating huge waves with its roars. A brilliant star river appeared above its head, and the Lost Star River emerged, making the waves even more turbulent. The Golden Eagle Clan god sovereigns were once again pushed back by the waves, unable to get close. The waves turned into giant hands, slapping at the Golden Eagle Clan god sovereigns. The black power in the giant hands was extremely powerful, repeatedly sending the Golden Eagle Clan god sovereigns flying. The Golden Eagle Clan god sovereigns flapped their wings, turning their feathers into sharp blades, shattering the waves. The two sides were in a stalemate, neither able to overcome the other. 3 God Sovereign 4th rank slaves could only fight a God Sovereign 1st rank star beast to a draw. Lin Moyu noticed something. After gaining the power of darkness, the star beast's strength indeed increased, but its sanity decreased correspondingly. Moreover, it seemed to have only the most basic combat instincts left. In this respect, it was similar to the Golden Eagle Clan god sovereigns that had become hell slaves. Thinking of this, Lin Moyu felt a chill. The Dark Void is like the Bone Hell, using a unique method to infect the star beasts. The star beasts don't possess the power of darkness, they are controlled by it, becoming slaves to the power of darkness. The struggle between the two worlds was far more brutal than imagined. The ancient war seemed to have ended, but it was still ongoing. The Dark Void was the best representation, with the power of the Black Blood Great World still affecting the Great World. Having seen enough of the battle, Lin Moyu also understood the star beast's strength. A God Sovereign 1st rank star beast, after being controlled by the power of darkness, had its attack power increased to about the 4th rank of God Sovereign. However, its spells weakened, and its defense remained unchanged, resulting in an overall increase in strength by 1 to 2 ranks. The Golden Eagle Clan God Sovereigns, although at the 4th rank of God Sovereign, had lost most of their spells after becoming hell slaves. Cultivators are powerful because they have various spells to enhance their combat power. Without spells, their combat power was greatly reduced, dropping by at least 1 rank. Becoming hell slaves had the advantage of being hard to kill. Even if they died in battle, they could be revived in hell. But their combat power was indeed inferior to when they were alive. The star beast also had a massive body, and this was its home ground, with endless dark power. As a result, the two sides were in a stalemate. Having gathered enough information, Lin Moyu no longer delayed and summoned the undead army. In the next second, countless sword lights illuminated the starry sky. Millions of sword lights engulfed the starry sky beast, Lin. Its defense had not strengthened and could not withstand the sword energy of the skeleton god generals. With a wail, it was completely shattered. Flesh and blood flew across the starry sky, and the bone hell expanded, attempting to absorb it into hell. Lin Moyu's pupils contracted slightly as black gas emanated from all the fragments, and the blood boiled like water, sizzling and bubbling. In the end, they all turned into masses of black gas, completely dissipating, leaving no residue. The bone hell could not retain them, nor could it turn the starry sky beast into a hell slave. Lin Moyu watched this scene with a thoughtful look. The bone hell belongs to the power of the great world. The dark power belongs to the black blood great world. The two are incompatible. The starry sky beast, tainted by dark power, strictly speaking, no longer belongs to the great world. It belongs to the black blood great world. The bone hell cannot convert beings from the black blood great world into hell slaves. Lin Moyu quickly sorted out his thoughts and understood the cause and effect. Even though the war had ended, the black blood great world continued to invade the great world in another way. Lin Moyu made a decision in his heart. In the future, whenever he encountered beings controlled by dark power, he would kill them directly. Such beings, which no longer belonged to the great world, did not deserve to exist in it. He set off again, continuing towards his destination. The light in the starry sky grew stronger and brighter. In his vision, colorful lights appeared, the light emitted by the water of myriad colors. The light penetrated through space, shooting from all directions, covering an area of over 10 light years. When he was less than 1 billion kilometers from his destination, Lin Moyu sensed powerful auras. These were the auras of God Sovereigns, numbering over 100. These God Sovereign auras were varied, coming from different races. Just as the human clan could calculate the area where the water of myriad colors would appear, so could other races. No boundary realm experts had moved, only God Sovereigns had come. Lin Moyu was the only exception, a God King among them. In his vision, golden light flickered, and a giant Buddha statue over 100,000 meters tall appeared out of thin air. Amitabha. The solemn Buddha's name echoed through the starry sky. The Buddha clan had also arrived. Lin Moyu's heart tightened. He had no good feelings towards the Buddha clan. More than one member of the Buddha clan had died at his hands. The Buddha clan claimed to be non-contentious, but the truth was well known to all races. The golden Buddha statue suddenly appeared, and at the same time, a giant Buddha eye looked towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu also looked back at the Buddha blocking his path. A Buddha from the Golden Eagle clan. Lin Moyu muttered softly. Many members of the Buddha clan were converted from various races. Among them were many from the Golden Eagle clan. After joining the Buddha clan, they all identified as members of the Buddha clan, claiming to have no connection with their original race. As for their appearance, the Buddha clan claimed it was just a shell. They cultivated the Buddha's heart. Which race they came from was unimportant. What mattered was their devotion to Buddha. But was it really unimportant? Not necessarily. Lin Moyu saw the answer in the eyes of the Golden Buddha before him. He was not truly staring at Lin Moyu but at the Golden Eagle clan god sovereign under Lin Moyu's feet. There was a hint of anger in the Buddha's eyes. Using a Golden Eagle clan god sovereign as a mount had clearly angered him. Although he was now a member of the Buddha clan, he still bore the appearance of the Golden Eagle clan, and Lin Moyu's actions were an insult to him. Lin Moyu looked at the Golden Buddha. What do you want? Lin Moyu's attitude was completely impolite. There was no need to be courteous to a race that had once tried to kill him. There is a term called transferred anger, and Lin Moyu was exactly that. Human clan God King, do you know who I am? I am the great Golden Buddha. How dare a mere God King disrespect a Buddha? What should be done? The great Golden Buddha's voice boomed, creating sound waves like the starry sky beast he had just killed. If Lin Moyu were truly just a God King, he would have been severely injured by this sound. Lin Moyu glanced at him. I don't care who you are. I'll give you 3 seconds. If you don't move, I'll kill you. Although the opponent was a god sovereign, he was only at the second rank, and killing him wouldn't be difficult. Audacious. The great Golden Buddha was furious, and his 100,000-meter golden body shone even brighter. Behind him, a great sun rose. The great sun shot out thousands of golden rays, each like a sharp sword, cutting through space. Lin Moyu sneered, still cultivating the great Sun Buddha lineage. It seems this lineage and I are truly incompatible. In the Buddha clan, a Buddha was equivalent to a god sovereign, an ancient Buddha was equivalent to a boundary realm expert, and a Buddha Lord was equivalent to a saint. Once, the Kongwen Buddha had invited the great Sun Buddha Lord to descend, intending to kill Lin Moyu. But Lin Moyu had killed him instead. Since then, he had formed an unbreakable enmity with the great Sun Buddha lineage. Later, an ancient Buddha had pursued him, deepening his hatred for the Buddha clan. Countless Buddha clan characters appeared on the great sun. A peculiar aura spread, enveloping Lin Moyu. The sea of bitterness has no bounds. Turn back to the shore. Take refuge in my Buddha and enjoy eternal bliss. The great Golden Buddha chanted scriptures, attempting to convert Lin Moyu. With a 5th-rank purple jade soul, how could Lin Moyu be affected? He sneered, 3 seconds are up. The bone hell suddenly expanded, instantly enveloping the Golden Buddha. The undying flames in the hell surged out, burning the golden body. 3 Golden Eagle clan god sovereign slaves charged out, heading straight for the great Golden Buddha's true body. You turned Golden Eagle clan god sovereigns into puppets. You are guilty. The great Golden Buddha's anger intensified. He chanted the Buddha's name, and his 100,000-meter golden body pressed down with one palm. Golden light rained down like swords, shooting down rapidly. The Golden Eagle clan god sovereign slaves, relying on their combat instincts, dodged the golden swords and quickly approached. Buddha clan characters on the great sun suddenly came to life, flying out like mountains, pressing down. The Buddha clan characters generated immense suction, enveloping the starry sky, slowing down the Golden Eagle clan god sovereign slaves. So-called Buddha clan characters are actually runes. Lin Moyu saw through the essence of the Buddha clan characters at a glance, with a hint of disdain. He pointed 3 times, and 3 golden runes flew out, landing on the 3 slaves. Golden armor appeared, blocking the Buddha clan characters. The great Golden Buddha's face changed slightly, and he shouted, Dao soldiers, attack. In an instant, 1,000 Buddha clan Dao soldiers flew out from the great sun. Buddha clan Dao soldiers were a secret technique of the Buddha clan. When a Buddha used it, they could summon a group of Dao soldiers 1 rank lower than themselves. The number ranged from 100 to 1,000. Although the number of Dao soldiers was large, they could only be maintained for a short time, just 1 minute. If one could hold out for a minute, the Dao soldiers would naturally disappear. But Lin Moyu had no intention of waiting for that minute. More people? In an instant, over 1,000 skeleton god generals appeared in the starry sky, charging at the great Golden Buddha. The brilliant white sword energy streaked across the starry sky like meteors. The sword energy struck the golden Buddha, dispersing his golden light and covering his body with countless cracks. The sword energy struck the great sun, causing it to waver. Lin Moyu shook his head and laughed. What a joke, not worth anything. Audacious. Disrespecting the Buddha Lord, you are guilty. The great golden Buddha roared. The Tao soldiers turned and charged at the skeleton god generals. But before they could reach the skeleton god generals, they were already cut down by the sword energy. Lin Moyu coldly said, created by runes, virtual puppets, what Buddha clan secret technique, still worthless. The great golden Buddha's eyes widened in anger, a mere god king, today I will kill you. Lin Moyu chuckled, you are also doomed. The blazing sun fell from the sky. Lin. The sun emitted a terrifying power, roaring as it fell, and the skeleton god generals were all sent flying. Amitabha, I respectfully invite the great Sun Buddha. The great golden Buddha chanted scriptures, his eyes filled with devotion. Within the great sun, a Buddha's shadow appeared. Lin Moyu sensed a powerful soul. Unlike when Kongwen Buddha invited the great Sun Buddha, which was just a shadow with weak combat power, this time, it was a fragment of the great Sun Buddha's soul. Equivalent to a fragment of a saint's soul, its power was beyond words. In Lin Moyu's perception, this soul fragment was no weaker than a high-level god sovereign. Interesting, Lin Moyu remained unafraid. Although the great Sun Buddha's soul fragment was powerful, it was far away and couldn't exert its full strength. If it truly used the power of the Boundary Realm, did they think the Boundary Realm experts of other races were just for show? Holy Sovereign Hao was so powerful that he dared to single-handedly charge into the Buddha clan, forcing them to compromise. Even if the Buddha clan wasn't afraid of Holy Sovereign Hao, it at least showed that Holy Sovereign Hao was incredibly powerful, even among saints. Within the great sun, the shadow of the great Sun Buddha quickly solidified. He sat within the great sun, his gaze sweeping over Lin Moyu. Do you know your crime? Lin Moyu frowned, the same words again, aren't you tired of it? Lin Moyu felt that the Buddha clan members' brains weren't working well, repeating the same words countless times. Or perhaps they were used to being domineering, always accusing others before a fight. But to Lin Moyu, it didn't matter. Because he was equally domineering and wouldn't waste words. With the ancient talisman jade piece in hand, he activated it directly. No need to use his original spell, nor consume all his belief power. Just using his own power and 1,000 units of belief power was enough to make the ancient talisman jade piece unleash an attack equivalent to the 8th rank of a god sovereign. More than enough to destroy the soul fragment of the great Sun Buddha that had come from afar. A giant fist appeared in the starry sky, flying towards the great Sun Buddha. Ancient talisman. The great Sun Buddha exclaimed. His first reaction was to flee. But at this moment, he was already locked by the giant fist of the ancient talisman, which generated immense suction, giving him no chance to escape. The suction targeted not only the great sun but also the soul. Under the suction of the giant fist, the great sun quickly deformed, stretching into a noodle-like shape. The moment the great sun touched the giant fist, it silently collapsed. The great golden Buddha was stunned, unable to speak. Lin Moyu had long known the outcome and wasn't surprised. He smiled faintly, your turn. The great golden Buddha snapped back to reality. His first reaction was to flee. His vision was enveloped by white light, and he realized he was already surrounded by skeleton god generals. At some point, at least 100 skeleton god generals had appeared in the starry sky, each exuding a murderous aura, each at the 2nd rank of God King. He roared in anger, his body exploding. Golden light shone brightly, and all his golden feathers exploded. At the brink of life and death, he used the life-saving technique of the Golden Eagle clan. Space began to ripple like waves, and after shooting out all his golden feathers, he used Space Leap. The combination of the two was enough to escape most dangerous situations. But not this time, as Space Leap failed. A formation disc unfolded beside Lin Moyu, locking the space around them. Lin Moyu shook his head lightly. I didn't expect that a Buddha of the Buddha clan would rely on the Golden Eagle clan's techniques to save his life in the end. What a pity, I guessed it. I want to ask, are you a member of the Buddha clan or the Golden Eagle clan? The great golden Buddha's face turned extremely ugly. At this moment, all his golden feathers had exploded, leaving him bare and extremely ugly. Lin Moyu waited for a second. Since you won't answer, I won't ask. I'll send you to the Pure Land for eternity. The great golden Buddha's face twisted in rage. How dare you kill me? Lin Moyu sighed, your brain isn't working well. Stop. A furious roar came from afar, accompanied by a powerful aura. Lin Moyu didn't stop, snapping his fingers. The skeleton god generals unleashed countless sword energies, almost instantly engulfing the great golden Buddha. Amidst the screams, the great golden Buddha's flesh and bones were separated, cut into pieces by the sword energies. The bone hell enveloped him, turning the great golden Buddha into a hell slave. The powerful aura from afar quickly approached, revealing another Buddha. Didn't you hear me tell you to stop? This Buddha had a bad temper, wielding a Vajra pestle, charging at Lin Moyu. Boom! With a loud bang, the Buddha who had just flown over was blasted back, screaming in pain. Your life is tough, you didn't die from the blast. Let's see how long you can last. Before Lin Moyu finished speaking, the skeleton god generals had already charged. Sword energies flashed in the starry sky, and the Buddha wielded the Vajra pestle, summoning a giant Vajra pestle in the starry sky, blocking most of the sword energies. Only a few sword energies hit him, tearing his flesh and causing him to scream in pain. He was a third-rank Buddha, equivalent to a third-rank god sovereign, very powerful. But being caught off guard by Lin Moyu, he was at a disadvantage. The skeleton god generals surrounded him, and with a thought from Lin Moyu, the bone hell enveloped him like a teleportation. The Golden Eagle clan god's sovereign slaves immediately attacked fiercely. To his horror, the great golden Buddha, who had just died, was resurrected before his eyes and attacked him. He had come to save the great golden Buddha, but now he was being attacked by him. Who could he complain to? Ah! He roared in anger, his body engulfed in flames. A lotus of fire rose, scattering endless flames, almost instantly burning through the bone hell. The bone hell collapsed and disappeared. Lin Moyu was slightly surprised, a good treasure. The lotus of fire was at least a mid-level god sovereign treasure, making the bone hell extremely fragile in comparison. The lotus of fire spun continuously, scattering flames. The skeleton god generals were engulfed in flames, all severely injured. Lin Moyu summoned the 860th Regiment commander to heal the skeleton god generals. The skeleton god generals' heads were surrounded by the Law Star River, making their attacks even more fierce. A strange star rose behind Lin Moyu, and the Law Domain unfolded, covering a large area of the starry sky. The Law of Immortality surged, enhancing the skeleton god generals. The skeleton god generals already had the Law of Immortality, but now they were even stronger. The Buddha chanted scriptures, and the flames from the lotus of fire quickly shrank, only covering himself, unable to counterattack. The lotus of fire could both attack and defend, indeed a good treasure. With the protection of the lotus of fire, the skeleton god generals needed more time to kill him. At this moment, more auras approached, all from the Buddha clan, at least 4 of them. Lin Moyu snorted lightly, and the soul-shooting bow appeared above his head. Soul power was injected, forming an arrow. Stop. Show mercy. The soul voices came from afar, but Lin Moyu remained unmoved. He never showed mercy to enemies. The soul-shooting bow flashed, and the soul arrow flew out. The Buddha screamed in pain, his body exploding. The lotus of fire quickly flew in another direction. Still not dead. Lin Moyu sensed that the opponent was still alive. The one who exploded was just a substitute, he had used a treasure to save his life. The Buddha clan has many treasures. Should I rob them someday?